Conrad Stump from the Springfield Greene County Library is back with us today. Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We love when you're here.
Yeah.
You usually bring some book recommendations,
That's
but this is a little bit different this time.
A little bit different.
Yes.
Sort of in the similar vein, but yeah.
You have a month-long spooky season
That's right.
celebration.
Yeah, I usually come on and try to talk about horror, and now today is the day where it's all horror.
Well, this is your month.
Yeah, that's
I mean.
That's right, yeah. So for the past 7 years, we have put on a month-long program series called Oh the Horror. And so this just engages the community with the horror genre and with discussions around, you know, the things that frighten us and what we find scary and how we kind of confront that and engage with it. Because that's kind of the exciting thing about the horror genre is it gives you a safe space to confront what scares you in the real world.
You know, I've never thought about that before.
Yeah, that's why I like it so much, because I'm terrified of life.
So. It's like, okay, I can look at this, but I'm safe because I'm just reading about it or watching it.
And reading about it's a lot easier than watching a movie too, because you know there's not the music, and a movie will get me, but books.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you say engage the community, in what ways are you doing that?
Yeah, so we have book discussions, we have local history programs, we have author events. So some of those are presentations, some of those are Q&A events. And then we also partner with some community partners. So we're doing a program with the Galois, we're doing one with Hertz Donut, and usually every year we partner with the Moxie to do a showing of a movie. So like on October 20th, we are showing Sleepy Hollow, which has Johnny Depp, Christina Ricci. It's so lush, so gothic. It's one of my favorite horror movies. Yeah, okay. So that kind of way.
Let's get into a few details. So the history program, you have a speaker for that?
Yeah, so this Thursday, October 5th, Caitlin McConnell from Ozarks Alive will be at the Library Center at 7 p.m.
I love Caitlin.
Yeah, she's great. And we do something with her every year and have since 2017. Okay. So she is going to do stories behind the haunted Ozarks. So it's kind of an examination of, you know, what stories exist locally as far as hauntings and folklore, and how did those come to be? Why do they persist? Why are we interested in them? And sort of, is there any way to seek out the validity to the tales? So it's kind of interesting. And local history is a great place to engage because every place has, you know, folklore, sort of monsters, it has murders, and so there's a lot in local history.
And she does her research.
She does. Yeah, I know.
I'm not sure I want to know.
Yeah. Okay, so what are some of the other things that you mentioned? Haunting Ozarks Tales and Ghost Stories.
Yeah, that's another great sort of local history focused program. So that is a kind of multimedia presentation with local artists. So last year we did this at our Schweitzer Brentwood branch, and it was just a packed house. So we're working with local artist Sandy Baker Green and Andrew Baker Dietz. And so Sandy has this thing called Cranky, but it's like a lighted picture show. So you crank it and the picture moves, and then it's accompanied by a folk song. It's really cool to see. And that is on Tuesday, October 17th at 7 p.m. at the Library Center. So that'll be a great program and I think very popular.
So my daughter is in realty, so I would be interested in the one that you say, How to Sell a Haunted House.
How to Sell a Haunted House, yes. So in 2017 and 2021, we did events with New York Times bestselling author Grady Hendrix. So all of his books are basically instant New York Times bestsellers. His most recent one is How to Sell a Haunted House. That's going to be at the Galois on Halloween night at 7 p.m. It's free and open to the public, so you don't need tickets. You just come.
Oh, it's just a presentation?
So he does these really fun one-man shows, basically. So he's going to talk about sort of like our cultural obsession with ghosts and haunted houses and go through some of the pop culture history of that. He's very pop culture focused, and one thing I love about his books is like they're very heartfelt and they are scary, but there's also a lot of humor in them because you know
that helps.
Life is scary, but there's a lot of humor in it as well. So I think it's one of those. He's one of those authors where I think even if you're not super interested in horror, you would enjoy it.
Okay, and also real quick, the game that you have going on.
Yeah, we have this month-long mystery game called The Haunting of Kelch Manor, but you can come into any library branch or the mobile library and pick up a starter kit this week. And so basically, starting next week, you come in each week, you pick up a new story card, a new clue card, and that sort of takes you through the month, and at the end of the month, you solve who you think is responsible for this mystery, essentially. You get a prize, and you get entered in for these prize baskets. So this is just some of the art from our starter kit. This is done by our graphic art associate, Jay Young, who does an amazing job. But it's super fun. This is the 3rd year that we've done the mystery game. Yeah.
And you can win some prizes on that. That's
prizes,
awesome. Okay, so this is a whole lot to keep track of.
That's a lot,
Where do we find all the information?
Yes, you can go to thelibrary.org/ohthehorror.
Wow, Conrad, thank you so much for coming in and sharing all of
course.
that.
Thank
It's
you.
going to be a fun month.